All right. So, oh no, I wore a green shirt. Oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna be like lightly floating, a little bit of a floating head. I'm not gonna go change shirts. I guess I could put on a black hoodie. I didn't think this through. I'm chroma keyed to green, and so you'll see I might fade into the background a little bit. No big deal. The good part of me will still be here. Okay. All right. In a day early, I'm gonna go see a show tomorrow with my wife, so didn't really have the ability to be here on Thursday night. So we're gonna take Nathan's time slot, and to honor Nathan, we're going to be talking tier lists, of course, of course. So last week we published a tier list as a team. Sans Nathan, he's been a busy man. Um, for Classic Constructed, and then they all left to Japan and left me here all by myself. So we're going to finish up that discussion with the other half of Pro Tour Yokohama, which is Silver Age. So, yeah, you won't be getting top 8 without a strong showing in Silver Age to go along with Classic Constructed, so you can't ignore either format. It's just like how it used to be in Draft. So, in fact, if we like hop over, you guys can see that we have day 1 caps off with rounds 6, 7, and 8 being played as Silver Age, and then starts day 2 with 9, 10, and 11 as Silver Age. So this is like exactly how the other high tier events used to go with Limited, right? So we're in a place where I think this was before I played Flesh and Blood. You occasionally had Blitz being part of the premiere event sometimes. Instead, we're going to have Silver Age. So, what's good in Silver Age? So we had a full ProQuest with half of the ProQuest season being Silver Age. We've had quite a few showdowns and stuff too, but we recently had some bans that supposedly curtailed Brier quite a bit and changed Florian. Right? He got some defense reactions back. There's definitely a shakeup in the meta. Kano lost a card, though I don't really think that affected Kano. I think the meta moving around a bit would affect Kano more than him losing Spindlewood. But it is pretty interesting to think what the meta is going to be on a format that's so young. This is the first time we're having Silver Age presented at such high stakes, right? Like a calling is important, but it's nothing close to the stakes that we're going to see with, you know, literally Pro Tour. So if we kind of look down at calling Shanghai, I would zoom in a little bit so this isn't so small. I can. So the meta breakdown was understandably very heavy KO for calling Shanghai, and come over here to Memphis, which is a little bit earlier. And also quite high for calling Memphis. Now, recall, calling Memphis was just after this like ban list, right? And it basically said, KO, you're already really strong. We're not going to ban anything out of you. In fact, we're going to like curtail Brier, which was at the time considered the strongest deck in the format. So obviously people went right over to KO. I think KO technically lost Sirens of Safe Harbor, but I think that hurt his like opponents more than it hurt him. And geez, 35% of the meta was KO. So you either showed up with a plan to beat KO, or you were going to lose to him, right? If you weren't targeting KO, and you weren't playing KO, then what were you doing at Showdown Memphis? We see also strong performances with Valda, Ira. Shout out to Will Bradshaw who took second in Memphis with Ira, Kano, Dash, and surprisingly Dromai. Right, Dromai was highly represented. Then in Shanghai, we come over, and I think this is probably a better representation of what the meta could be, with KO being quite strong, but not nearly as highly represented. Ira was kind of found out to be very good too. She's very consistent. She's like kind of the same power level as KO, maybe a little bit less top end, but she's way more consistent, right? Then you had Valda, Oldhim, Phi, and Florian. Now, Florian, I think, popped up a little bit more because people are starting to kind of refine his play strategy, which is definitely build up a bunch of rune chants and kill your opponent in one go. So I do expect him to be a relevant part of the meta. Interestingly enough, you see less dash, but still quite a few dash. She was only under by a little bit. What I do want to note is like the top performance. So if we look at the conversion, that Terra stat's incredible, right? Not only was he the only Terra, he's the only one that converted to day 2, and he top 8'd. Whoa. So I don't know if they found the sauce or they had a good gem. We could even take a look at that since they top 8'd. We could see their matchups. Valda was the only other like outlier performer in hero conversion. Now it is a calling, right? Only 64 players or so convert to day 2. So like these red numbers don't really matter because like only 3 enigmas showing up, but one of them converting to day 2 is actually fine. 47 arrows showing up, 18 converting to day 2 is actually fine. It's those like really extreme outliers that you see, like if 47 Iras show up and only like 3 of them convert to day 2. Wow. That's like showing you that Ira was not the pick for that tournament, that she played quite badly, and just, yeah. I don't think we really see any of that though. We really just see notable overperformers because your low meta heroes, you're not really surprised when they don't really convert, right? I think one notable is maybe Florian, very poorly converted. Phi, who used to be kind of a powerhouse, very poorly converted. And KO, very poorly converted. Interesting, huh? So, if we go and look at the top 8, let's see. I had it up. Where did I lose it? Let me find it really quick. I thought the calling Shanghai top 8 was really interesting. Man, I had it up and then I just lost it. Let me see if I could just grab it right off their YouTube channel. No, this is the weird one because I have to go to calling Shanghai was unique. China doesn't allow YouTube, so DM Armada had to do a restream of it, right? So I think it's on his channel. Yep. So DM Armada did a restream of it. And let's see, semifinals, quarterfinals. There we go. Really appreciate them like doing the hard work and staying up extremely late for that. Pretty cool of them. So here's our top 8. Guardian Mirror to start out with, Valda and the 1 Terra. And then we have 2 Iras. We have a Florian, we have a Kano, we have a Brier. Christopher Ayali on Brier. Everyone thought Brier was dead, right? I thought Brier was dead. I thought like those bans just shot her. She's just toast. And Evan Herndon on KO. Spoiler, Brier took this one. Despite losing like critical cards. And if you look at Chris Frayali's list, the list is very interesting. And if you don't know what you're running into, I think that it could be really surprising. We'll take a look at it as we're kind of discussing the meta tier list. But I do expect this is about what we're going to see in Sage, with maybe a rogue deck here or there that might be tackling this meta in particular. Right? We're going to have some Fatigue Guardians. They're going to be utilizing some of these busted 4 blocks and just high value attacks. We're going to have Ira, who's just solid. KO hasn't gotten worse. I think there just isn't such a polarized matchup because of how Brier is, but maybe that changes because Brier is back. And then finally, Kano just never goes away. He lost Spindle. For some reason, the meta seems to be a little bit more hostile for him, but he's still occasionally getting people into top 8s, so he'll still be around. You still have to respect him. All right. That being said, what do we think the top meta is going to be? We come here, and let me zoom back out a little bit. We can go ahead and throw a bunch of these heroes into the essentially not played list, right? Sure, 1 or 2 people might show up on them, and you want to hop out and chat and say, hey, this could be a rogue deck. I've been testing this, or I've seen some people like pop off with this deck. This is something that could be there. Feel free to say something in chat and let me know your opinions, but I'm going to be dropping a lot of these into the basically not played really quickly. Like, for example, we don't really have any justification to play Assassin at all. They're definitely carried by their Majestics and their Majestic equipment, and their rares just don't really cut it. Let's see. I don't think anyone's going to be playing Benji. I think he's a bit of a meme deck. He reads really well, but he's quite terrible. I don't think people are going to be playing Standard Bravo. They just play Showman instead. Chain is super banned. So, yep. I don't think people are going to be playing Syndra. There might be one. I mean, it's also Japan, Ninja preference, and there's a couple preferences in Japan. Ninja being one, I think Fatigue Orientation being another. Okay, we're not likely to see Data Doll or Dash Database. Dash Database is just strictly worse than Standard Dash, probably. And because the life difference and like her hero power is just not impactful enough, especially when there's just 4 blocks all over the format. And Data Doll is very reliant on her Majestics and Teklo Foundry Heart to operate correctly, so you won't see her. I won't say that you can't see a warrior pop up, but warriors have been shot. I'm probably just going to drop most of them into D tier. So we'll revisit each warrior individually, but we'll just leave him as a placeholder. Let's see. You won't see new Kasai. We're going off the edge here. Don't worry about her. If you're going to see Kasai, it's going to be like OG Kasai. Her hero power is much stronger. You're not going to see Max, just a worse version of Dash. There is a new deck, right? Apparently the Mystic cards are kind of good enough. Oh god, number 29. It's just the bell. Moving on. Swim. Alright. I think Pleiades is playable, but she's essentially just trying to do the Guardian thing, and other heroes do it better. I would maybe put her on D tier. People might try to come here and bump people with auras. What was the conversion for Dash? So if we're calling Shanghai? The conversion for dash was not awful, but not great. She was a little bit underrepresented of what I expect, because I think the deck is quite good. Max can get a real PDF upload? Yeah. They just they disrespected him super hard, didn't they? Uh, okay. I don't think you're going to see Puffin. Though I don't really know her that much. I'll just drop her into D as we're kind of moving down. I think a lot of the pirates end up in D. Let's see. Zen has some cool stuff. I think Verdance is just one of the worst wizards. Acilio being there too. Prism is basically unplayable. Like, she doesn't have a way to deal with poppers, so she just gets flattened by like 4 poppers in a deck. I think Dash is really good, and we're going to play some Dash tonight. Azuri, like I said, no reason to play her. Victor, I think, is probably... Is Victor any good? Like, your hero power is basically 2 tests of strength? Nah, Victor's probably terrible. Are we about to the decks that could actually play the game? Marlin is probably terrible. I think she's way too rely on Majestics. The other pirates are at least playable. I don't think Marlin's playable at all. All right. I think this is, we've kind of like cleared out the chaff, and we could talk about decks that like might actually matter at Yokohama, right? Uh, I kind of want to put Warriors there. We could probably throw Betsy close into the not played and a couple here and there. We'll get there as we go. So let's talk about what we think is going to be the meta. So, do we think Christopher Iali's style of Brier is going to put her back into the meta? Like, she disappeared after those bans, as a lot of heroes do when very significant cards are banned out of their deck. But this deck is super interesting. Hold on. Let's go here and let's go to tournament and bring up Christopher Iali's first place Brier. So some of the cards look pretty similar, of course, because she's just abusing these like 0-for-4s that have extra spice on them. And this deck doesn't stop doing that, but if you look, there is so much arcane sprinkled into this. So it just leaks arcane. In fact, like, it has a zap in it, which is hilarious. I love this, like, one of Hardness Lightning. This card is so cool. I think the Brier deck looks good, but also the match in Swiss where he got fatigued does show its downside. Yes, as soon as I looked at this, I said, if they don't manage to compound a lot of their 0-for-4s that also do the arcane pings in enough effective ways to get to where they could lock out the game with the evergreen loop, then this deck can get fatigued super hard. Because if they're trading with the Guardian and the Guardian gets to the point where it makes the Brier block before the evergreen loop is effective, they lose the game, right? They've got to get to a point where the evergreen loop can really get there. Met can't get a higher representation because they are countered so easily if they are meta. How are they countered easily in Sage? Are you talking about just like if they're become meta, like Fatigue Guardian just becomes like the de facto way to counter them? Or is there some silver bullet that I'm missing? Yeah. Lots of interesting arcane. Um, but isn't enough to like push her to the meta. I want to say no, because I want to say by the time Iali did well in this deck, that people are locked. If people are really focusing on anything, they're going to be focusing on their classic constructed decks. So I think the deck is really strong. I don't think it deserves to be anywhere lower than A, but I don't think it's going to be the meta. Yo, Damien. Dude, okay, this guy went to Yokohama and left me here by myself. I am so lonely and sad. Dude, I'm so jealous. Dude, I have to like not there's very few times that I like feel envy. I'm not a person who feels envy, but like everyone in Japan right now, dude, it is hard. It's hard not to be like bitter and mad that I didn't get to go. Ah, uh, Bolton not played until the rain downshift. That is a good point, and that downshift does come soon, right? When that downshift happens, Raiden might be kind of gas, or Raiden Bolton might be kind of gas and Sage. It's a good point. Okay, so we're gonna put Brier into A. I think she is going to have a huge impact on this tournament. I do not think there are going to be a lot of people carrying her unless there's people other than Chris Ayali working on this list, and a lot of them are bringing the list. That's the case. I missed it. I am kind of in the dark here. Downshift. You didn't know when when Bolton gets his Sage deck, they're going to downshift the rarity of Raiden to rare so that it's playable in Sage. Yep. Okay. So then who is the meta? I think the meta is going to be Ira. Right? This is our like KO-ish numbers, but it's got a lower top end with a more consistent base, right? Every blue is 1 ping into 2 ping at minimum. And then her 2-card hands, no one beats her 2-card hands. Like, even just think about Bear Fangs, right? Bear Fangs coming in for 8, maybe 9. I mean, that's what Ira just does every turn with like almost every card in her deck. Kadachi for 1, Kadachi for 2, 1 for 5, right? Just 8 every time, no matter what. You don't have to have non-blocks. New B-Diff and Sage calling it now. Is Puffin actually D, or is that misplacement should not be? She's probably going to shift to not played. I don't think anyone brought her. You're probably right. I just kind of threw the pirates into the one player maybe might show up on them, but I don't know why you'd play Puffin. The pirate cards probably aren't good enough. You're probably right. We'll move on. They should downshift Winter's Whale. Yeah, sure. Just unban Winter's Whale. Can you unban Winter's Whale and Crown of Seeds? And I'm gonna just like play Jarl. Hey, Hal. All right, Ira. So I think Ira is going to be like the standard of Silver Age now that Brier's gone. Even more so than KO. I think she's going to be kind of like what you evaluate against. Can your deck beat Ira? If it can't compete with Ira, you're going to be in a bad spot. You need some plan to deal with the Kadachi for 1, Kadachi for 2, annoying 1 for 5, right? And if you don't, you're going to struggle. So Ira is the meta. I think she's like the definition of what Silver Age is going to be right now, which is actually kind of cool because she is like, I really think when I think about Flesh and Blood and like the kind of like low power or blitz format, I just immediately think about Ira. Her hero power is crazy. Also consider that the ninja shift being in Japan, more ninja players. I think Ira is going to be pretty relevant. So that's going to be the meta. KO. I think KO is going to be right there like normal. I think people have been playtesting this deck for months and months and months. They have a really refined strategy. They know their play lines really well, and you're going to have a huge group of players that just go, okay, I don't need to crush Sage. I don't need to react to some change or shift in the meta. I just need to get through the Sage portion of Pro Tour with 4 or 5 wins, and then I got my top 8. If I drop a game because I didn't understand the meta, it doesn't matter. Or, you know what? I'm KO. Maybe I don't understand this hero I'm up against. I'll just high roll him instead. Because that's what KO does, right? Even without Blood Rush Bellow and stuff, sometimes he just high rolls. So. Reprint Winter's Wail, same hammer, but it taps easy. What? I don't, like... What does tapping have to do with it, just to make it a different card? Wasn't Winterwell attached to Oldhim? So to bring it back, you'd have to un-LL Oldhim. That's not true. Okay. This might be coming from someone who loves Miller's Grindstone too much, but I think the attaching the weapon to the hero is stupid. If they want to ban the weapon because they don't want it to be in the game anymore, just ban it. Don't tie it to a hero. It's dumb. Alright. Let's move on. There should be one more hero in the meta, right? Like, usually it's rule of 3. That's what we talked about. The S tier should be approximately 3. So, if we look at the meta breakdown, I think it's pretty clear it needs to be Valda. And the reason I say that is, like, Valda's really good into Ira, and she can compete with KO, and she could beat the pants off of everyone else. Like, she could just kill Kano before Kano can do anything. Kano can't just block down and wait till he gets a hand that can win, right? Is Blaze Sage legal? No. I'm pretty sure she is not. Is she? I mean, she's not here. I'm pretty sure she's not. I'm pretty sure she's technically an M hero. Yeah, they unbanned Rake. So I think Dromai is good. So the last hero that I want to put into the meta is probably Valda. Let's talk about, to me, Valda is the absolute boogeyman of both Sage and Classic Constructed. Go look for yourself. Go look at the Talishar results, right? If you go look at the Talishar results for Valda in Classic Constructed, you honestly look like an idiot for not taking her to a tournament. She's nuts. In paper, still pretty good, right? There was one in 9th at Memphis, and she converted pretty well into day 2, a little bit above average. And then surprisingly, she doesn't change very much in Silver Age. She kind of plays the same strengths, right? Obviously, you don't have Leyline and a couple other cards, but she's still pretty strong. Civic Peak is kind of nuts with her. Like, she totally turns that downside of your opponent drawing a card with the armor into a total liability, because you block with it, they get their card, they weren't going to use it anyway, they're out of action points, and you get your 3rd Seismic Surge, so you could absolutely slam them. Like, it basically says kind of what the Reviled Headpiece says for KO, RKO, and Lyeth, right? That they get some 1 point of value when you block with it. Specifically, RKO gets a Vigor token, but you could block with it twice. Valda is fun to play, pricey to bling though. Yeah. You're talking about the old ones? Yeah, and Peak is bonkers. Do we have a list on here? I want to look at Valda. I want people to see Valda. I still feel like she is a bit underrepresented in CC. Probably not so much now in Sage. People have realized she's really strong. But, man, the fact she has access to all these 6 for 10s, and 6 for 10s with extra text are technically slightly overrate for a rare. Not a lot, only slightly. But a 6 for 10 is slightly overrate for a rare. Now, the Crush doesn't really mean anything because the Crush only targets Guardians. But Heave 2 is really good still. Let me tell you why Heave 2 is good. Because if you Heave 2 this, and then you throw it, pitching 2 blues, you can Heave 2 the next one. And now you've created this train of 4 for 10s that if you ever need to break for some reason, you can. Or, you Heave this, you block with the Civic Peak, and then you're throwing 10 Dominate at your opponent. What is overrate for each rarity? The reason why I say it's slightly overrate is evaluate everything around Cranial Crush, right? And as far as Guardian goes, Cranial Crush is a blue majestic. That means it doesn't have a yellow and red. It is a 6 for 8 blue. And it has Crush text. And the Crush text is pretty relevant. It's quite good. That's the one that says you can't draw cards during your action phase. But it's an M at 6 for 8 blue. So that means clearly LSS evaluates the 6, 4, 8, 9, 10 at blue, yellow, red as something close to being a majestic level. So when you just give this Heave 2 text, you're close there. Because Thunderquake is slightly overrate, right? Very slightly. It's weird to think about because it's still a 3-card 10. But you also have to consider value of card out of deck. And Guardians are usually valuing the density of cards in their deck too. It's real wishy-washy. But these cards are quite good, even if you ignore the Crush text. The Heave 2 is really good. It's Guardian, so it gets affected by Guardian auras and stuff too. It gets affected by Seismic Surges and so on. It's very strong. He gets access to Valhalla Ribbon. This card's nuts. If you only want to block 3, what this says is dominate for free. You pitch a blue into it, it saves you a blue, right? And then you throw your attack with dominate. This card's crazy. This card is one of the only cards in the game that makes me so angry I want to flip tables. This card makes me so mad. This is such a backbreaker. How do you counter Valda? You put a defense reaction in Arsenal, right? You finally get her to slow down in Classic Construct. You're like, ah, yes, I could finally block her out, and she's not going to stack a bunch of Seismic Surges against me. And then she's like, not only are you not going to block out, I'm going to stack a bunch of Seismic Surges against you right now. This is a majestic level card, 100%. This card is an M. It plays like M value. It is niche, right? You're trying to catch your opponent off guard, but catching your opponent off guard is like the name of the game, right? These like niche interactions, these are usually reserved to M's. There's a card similar to this, right? What's it called? Is it Embolden? This is an M. This card sucks. What the hell? This card is so ass. This is a majestic. Like, what the heck? And you know what? Valda gets it in Sage, and it's better. It doesn't have to be a defense reaction. It's just like whatever your opponent was trying to keep, you don't need that. All right, they get access to Thunderquake. This is one of my favorite blues in the game. Macho Grande. Like, this card I learned is very hard to play. It doesn't have Go Again, but the synergy between Rites of Earth lore and Magmatic Carapace, if you go turn 0, or you have an off turn, like, whew, man, the value of this card is wild, right? You go up to 2 surges, you like stack all your density at once. Oh man. And then we've got an M level weapon that we could swing, bonk people for 4, or 4 cost 6, crazy. Or, you know, my favorite, Miller's Grindstone. Oh, this deck just sings to me. I didn't used to be a Guardian gamer. Pleiades turned me into one. This deck seems insane. Maybe I'm not going to play Dash Knight. Maybe I should just queue up Valda. So that's just a long way to say I think people have realized that Valda is really strong, and I think these 3 heroes are going to define the meta that's coming up in what? We like 36 hours before Pro Tour Yokohama starts. We're like almost there. Don't we have the keynote? I think the keynote is at 6 in the morning for me tomorrow morning. I have an incentive to be up and be on time to work. Let's go. So, Valda Brightaxe is going to be the meta. And these are going to be our 3 heroes that I'm going to say define the meta. I think the Wizards are going to sit just under this. Kano's very good. I think people disrespect Icelander quite a bit. And Florian, well, let's just say our arcane damage dealers. Florian and Brier are all kind of sitting under there quite, like, very, very close. So let's talk Kano. This hero does just insane things sometimes. He's the only hero that could just, like, blast someone away on turn 1. It's like, they take their turn, they zap you for 5 from hand, and then, like, 4 off the top, and you go, oh, great. I just took 4 and 3. Whew, man, I'm already at 13. And then he goes, well, I'm going to zap you for, like, 10, and now the game doesn't matter because you're just inevitably dead no matter what. Want to have a watch party in VC? I will be... Yes. If you promise to get up with me, I'll get up with you, Hal. And we could watch the keynote together before I leave for work. So, I will do it. I'm in. In fact, if anyone wants to join us, I'll just commit and say I'll be sitting in the TCG's Discord when the keynote starts. I might have to get up midway, but I will be sitting in the Discord when the keynote starts, so we could like see what's going to happen in Omens of the Third Age. Okay, I don't think there's a lot to talk about. He lost Spindle. Spindle was like one of the worst cards in the deck. It was one of these high roll cards. If your opponent didn't have any AB at all, it essentially just won you the game on the spot. But against anyone with even a small amount of AB, it's just a 2-for-4 arcane. It's really bad. Alright. Who's next? Let's look at the Shanghai meta representation, and let's talk about the other Guardians, right? Terra and Oldhim and stuff. I think I'm going to talk about them at the same time because I think they're almost the same hero. They play on a slightly different axis, right? Terra can be more aggressive. Oldhim has his defensive hero power. If we go and look at the one Terra that got in top 8, Matthew Clark's Terra, he's like this mishmash of being uber defensive but having some really cool offensive density, right? With Concuss and Pummel. Like, this just looks like a Guardian deck when you think about it. Right? You're not doing Sprout Strength or anything cute. Like, I think his hero power is really strong for a Guardian. But you're not really leaning into might tokens or doing anything weird or any of the stuff they even planned on him to do with how the compendium cards he got. You're just taking better that you have Blue Bomb's Touch, which is just always a nuts card. You actually have a D-React for 4. Good. and sit. This is probably why KO is struggling a bit. I still think KO is going to be the meta, but Guardians having access to a block card that just says block 5, pretty good. I personally think Terra is one of the best decks in the format. People just haven't figured the build out yet. Oh, Siphon, you're gonna join me? Sweet, man. All right, we already got 3 in the channel. Dude, this is so lit that Terra's playing this. If you look at it, you're like, am I mistaken? But it's an Elemental Guardian card, right? Technically, he could turn this. Can you turn this on with No, you can't reveal. No, you can't reveal the other card. Never mind. There's no way for him to turn this on. But yeah, Glacial Footsteps. Just because it's a 6 for 8 blue. It's good. 6 for 8 blues rock. Okay. So I think we could put both of these. They're basically the same hero. They just like slide each other. Colors of Arya. Yes, Colors of Arya isn't something that you could use for fusing, but you can use it to trigger the defense reactions that need flow. Yeah. So, yep. I think Oldhim and Terra are almost the same hero. If Jarl were in... if there was a young Jarl, he'd probably be here too, but everyone knows Jarl was born as a grown adult. Okay. Fi. Let's talk Fi. Fi... His conversion was pretty bad. I think when Kano was one of the top 3, Fi was like an incredible pick. He was fast enough to take on Brier. Ira had to build in a way to not get absolutely blasted by Kano every time. He just seems to have fallen off, right? And I think the Guardians can just fatigue him, and Valda can just murder him. What do we drink? This is Malort. I still have Malort left from Memphis, so I'm going to drink it. Malort and a Red Bull, because I'm literally going to work after. I'm not leaving the house, but I'm going to work as soon as I get done with the stream. Are you surprised none of the Guardians use Zealous? Are the numbers just not good enough? It's a 2-block red that requires like very particular deck building. So you draw your handful of blocks and your arsenal's full. You draw Zealous and you draw your block cards. You're just like, oh god, I just got to block with this for undervalue because I can't keep it. I already have a card in my arsenal. Oh, I actually, dude, I like Malort unironically. Don't pick on me. I like it. Okay. Fi is a solid B tier hero. He's kind of middle of the road. I don't think he does anything better than any of the other heroes right now. So I don't think there's a lot to talk about. We'll move on. I think kind of the last hero that has a high representation. Where do we think Florian actually sits? Does he actually sit in A? On paper, he seems insane, right? Oh, we'll talk about Dromai too. That's true too. This is hard for me to evaluate. Florian, I've watched his games, and when you see him struggle against the things he struggles against, he's kind of a dog into Valda in some ways, right? Valda doesn't get to use her block card, but Is he a dog in the Valda? Oh man, this is hard. This is where my inexperience in Sage shows. I don't think he could deal really well with Brier. I think that mixed damage of Brier means he's always dropping his whole hand. He's never getting to develop any rune chance. He's probably a dog against Kano. Kano can kill him first. He's probably good into Guardian, like the fatigue Guardians. He's probably okay into KO. You have to be careful not to get fatigued. Florian is great until you get towered for plus 13 and have all your rune chance destroyed. Yeah. And then I bet he's like fairly neutral into Ira. You've just got this like this timer on your back, right? Because the Kodachis are just suppressive. I think even though we're going to see a number of them, I think this is a B tier hero, honestly. Looking at like the hero structure here, and you don't have Germinate. You don't have like effective life gain to recover chip damage when your opponent has like kind of a lax turn. You don't have Thistle Bloom life to like leverage life gain into rune chance. You do have access to Scepter of Pain, which is quite strong, but this is just how I feel. I think this is a B tier hero. All right, Dromai. All right, there's someone in chat who's been wanting me to talk about Dromai. Where is Dromai sit? This hero feels cracked to me. Like, her cards are so good. She's got that helmet that she could convert like her hand into a card, but also make a ton of ash. Does she has she had any like top showings? Can I look at like how people are building her? I don't think she has, right? A random skirmish in August of 2022. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. So yeah, she doesn't exist. I believe she's top of A tier. That is strong. Strong words. So I kind of feel like you're saying that someone's going to show up with Dromai and crush this Pro Tour, right? That's what you're saying. Because in my opinion, there's almost, if we were talking about a deck that was so far and above and beyond the power level that we have some other tier, there would be truly an S. What I'm saying is, I don't think the A tier is far enough behind the meta to justify a real letter difference between the two. I just have to choose 3 decks that I think that are going to represent what you're trying to play in Silver Age, and I think these 3 decks are it. You've got like 2 aggro decks and a disruptive deck, where fatigue is lagging just a tiny bit behind. If I were going to choose the 4th hero, I would just say Elemental Guardian goes up there in the meta as well. I think Guardian and KO keeps her in check due to Phantasm. There you go. Not only that, Ira runs some 6s, right? I believe she runs a few. In theory, she should be slightly favored into Brier. Brier has to waste her like high value 0-for-4s on a lot of her dragons. I think she's good. I don't think she deserves to be in B. There's no way. Rake is insane. But KO is really suspicious. But KO can't pop very well, right? A lot of his cards he wants to block with are the 5s. Good Dromai. Oh, you're just saying good Dromai players can beat Guardian. They can get around, but they can't deal with KO having the occasional useful popper and then blasting her, right? Is that what you're saying? I could see that paradigm still exists, right? They block with like a like some yellow 6 in their deck, and then they hit you for 8, and you go, I'm going to give up my hand and keep one card, and I don't have any dragons because they just popped my one dragon. I don't know. Dromai could be a nice rogue pick. Can I add a tier? Maybe we get rid of the C tier and we make a rogue pick tier. I don't know. Let's just make a special note. I might pick Dromai as like a cool rogue pick. I'd love to see like a high level Dromai player show up and do really well with her. She's very cool in Sage. She's super obnoxious in CC, even though I still love playing against her. Haboob, Passing, and Chromai are really strong. Yeah, that's true. Dromai is less than a real deck than Florian. I don't know if I agree. I think that there isn't really anyone piloting her. She was so kind of like ignored at the start of the Silver Age meta because she didn't have access to Rake the Embers, which is arguably her strongest card. I think I'm going to leave her. Okay. Let's put her there. And I think Florian deserves to be here. If we're going to say like left to right is like strength level. Okay. Let's talk Dash. Where's Dash sit? I think Dash is stronger than people perceive her to be. People think she's like easy to fatigue. I think with her current builds and current defensive options, armor quality, disruptive attacks, lack of command and conquer, she's way more difficult to fatigue than you think. I think I don't have a lot to say about her. Mechanologists are deceptively simple. Their complexity comes when you're having to make these like decisions on when to boost or not. I think she's one of these like kind of strong B tier heroes, right? I want to put her higher because I love her. I think she's better than Florian. I think that's how I feel about it. Can't wait to talk about Sledge Betsy. Wait, but didn't we already throw Betsy into the like not played tier? Is there like a deck list I don't know about? Does she belong in like the D tier? Like if there's a Sledge version of her that people are playing and she's actually playable, she at least deserves to not be in the not played tier. But is she better than KO and Ira as an aggro deck? She could definitely beat both of those heroes. The playtesting I've seen, she's got game into them. I think like the Valda matchup is super weird and hard. And I think she struggles maybe a little bit into Kano if you don't find the right hand fast enough. So that could be like where she has a little bit of a worrisome matchup spread. Bravo, Flattering Showman. I think he just deserves, he's just a solid B tier hero. I think I would rather play any of the other Guardians, but this Guardian certainly is not bad and has a great game plan. Not a lot to say there, right? Strong hero power, not as strong as Valda. Strong card base, not as strong as the Elemental Guardians. So, no real reason to play him over the other ones, but no real reason to stick him in anything that's a low tier. It's a bit of a meme, but Aggro Blaze did well with her on a stream the other day. You play Energy Potion and try to swing Sledge 3 times in a row. Oh, that deck. Sure. I think that deck's pretty good. Watching it seems fine. I think it's kind of fitting the same thing as is Flattering Showman. Like, you could do something similar with the other Guardians and it might be better, but Guardian is strong. Okay. Okay. Oh, we forgot to put our merchant into the meta tier, right? There we go. All right, Enigma. Okay, Enigma used to prey on Meta Brier, and she used to prey on DGA Warrior. Those two heroes left the format, and Ira became way more prevalent, and this hero essentially disappeared. I don't think she's very good. I think without the two heroes she was really preying on, especially with less Kanos being in the field, because I think she had a decent matchup in the Kano. This might be one of my first heroes that I really love, and I think is quite good, that sits in a resounding C tier in this current meta. I don't think she's very good. Nope, not at all. She'd beat the crap out of Florian. That's true. And I think you're okay in the Guardians, but these two at the top, yeesh. KO has gotten very refined, and Ira is like impossible. Bang was already pretty tough. What do you guys think? I think this might be my first hot take, but I think Enigma is here now. Used to be like all the way up in A. I think it's really funny to put her next to Betsy, to be fair. Okay. People who know more about the new build than me. What's the new build like? As an avid Enigma enjoyer, she is a C tier deck. I'll have Hal, who has my back on this decision. Enigma, I love her myself. I think she's resoundingly C tier. That doesn't mean you can't win games with a C tier deck or even win tournaments. It just means like you've got some really huge problems at the top. I think this is also probably C tier. Yeah, she's like a mill deck, but is it good enough? Like, do you not just get like kind of flattened by some of the other things that are going on here? Like, do you have enough time to actually mill Ira? Like, obviously you're gonna have a decent Guardian matchup, like, because you could use their blues against them. I don't think that covers you for just getting kind of flattened by the top two here. And even maybe getting flattened by Valda. I think we're going down here in the C tier. Right? Alright, Icelander. I think this deck is cracked. I think both the wizards are kind of cracked. Is Icelander better than KO? She's got some problems that people need to fix with deck building. I think she's a solid pick. If you're an Icelander specialist, I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem taking this deck to Pro Tour. Ice cards are really strong. The Bullender playstyle is quite good. It kind of does what Kano does, right? Kano says, okay, I'm going to make you AB on my turn, and then I'm going to zap you on your turn. Instead, Icelander tends to go, all right, I'm going to make you block 8 on my turn, and then zap you on your turn, kind of things. And it works really well. She has some disruption in better play into aggro. I think if I were to take a wizard, I'd take Icelander first. I don't think she's... I think you could be vulnerable to fatigue. I think you could be very vulnerable to this new Brier build that does a lot of the split damage, because wanting to block 2 cards, throw a 3 for 8 is really hard. Can Icelander beat KO? I think so. KO runs very lean on resource curves often. Playing KO, I feel so favored. Yeah, that's why I'm not good. I don't think. Uh, I think Icelander is better than what people think. I think she's quite good. You are right though. As KO, you probably do feel very favored into her, but luckily KO isn't 35% of the meta anymore, and I think you got pretty good game into a lot of the other heroes that you're seeing here. I think Brier, funny enough, is like the most problematic one. This new Brier deck, the mixed damage, might be pretty tough to deal with. Maybe it goes lower. I think she deserves to be an A tier, but maybe she sits over here. She doesn't have the explosiveness of Kano. She has a higher life total. That's nothing to scoff at when life totals are so low in Silver Age. So I think that's where I'm going to put her. All right. I think there's a couple other cute heroes we could talk about. But now we're into like niche stuff, right? I think this is like when people think of Silver Age, this like meta through C is where we kind of condense down to, right? And we'll have smatterings of all the other decks. Like Zen. I think Zen is really playable. Like straight up, he's got some cool stuff he does. His weapon is really strong. I think he might be better than Fi in some cases. No, if we're gonna talk about high roll BS decks, we're gonna put OG KO next to Cavdine. Just like roll your 5s and 6s, win the game on the spot. Right? It just absolutely crush. Oh, Cavdine's totally S tier. Have you not seen the Cavdine deck? It's insane. The merchant weapon is crazy. I've tried RKO in Silver Age. While playable, it's not very good. It's probably better than these D tier heroes down here. It's not better than Betsy. So, same thing. There's some cute things people are trying to do with her, but Brier is just better in every way. Because Sai is like some weird value deck that I think is playable, but I think all Guardians are kind of sitting in the D tier ever since they lost basically everything that gave them identity. Bolton is in the I'm waiting for the Raiden downshift tier. There is zero reason to play this hero, but once Raiden downshift happens, the boss Voss, nope. Tough Nut, nope. Viscerize, probably D, right? He's just a worse Florian, worse Brier in every way. Riptide, I can't put him too low because I think he won a show, a Battlegrounds. Crazy enough. He's probably here. Like, he won a Battlegrounds. Maybe he's here. The traps are really strong. If you get the right gem pairing, you get, like, flummoxed by wizards, right? But everything else is fine. And the wizards are a low enough population, but this deck can probably do pretty well. Thoughts on Scurv? I'll show you my thoughts on Scurv. Probably playable, technically. This hero's way too high roll. All his cards are 2 blocks, by the way. Like, all of them. Hero, Olympia, not played. Rhinar, I guess I would not put Rhinar too terribly low. you could kind of like high roll with him. Maybe he's down here in the C tier. Vincent is just a worse version of Florian, I think, right? You're like stacking and using your RuneGate cards. Maybe she doesn't deserve to be in D. Viz is in the waiting on LSS to downshift Mordred tied to rare. I don't think that's gonna happen. Lexi is just a slightly worse version of Brier. And I mean it when I say slightly. I think this hero's kind of crazy, but I would just play Brier first. Levia, very playable. Katsu, I don't see a reason to play Katsu over Zen. I almost think this sits in the not played tier. Hope Shunt gets unbanned soon, to be honest. I miss playing Great Axe. I was fine with the Great Axe meta. I thought it was a nice balancing force. Dory. I don't think Dory is playable at the moment. I don't think Lyeth is playable at the moment. And I think Azalea is maybe a solid C tier hero. I know we lightning through a lot of those, but honestly, like we've already been on this for like an hour and 15 minutes. And if we give a full discussion to every hero, the hero pool in Silver Age is enormous, right? It's like every CC hero that's ever existed plus some minus Jarl. I love Katsu. You know this. He is unplayable in this format. Absolutely unplayable. He is so majestic dependent. Even though his deck is dirt cheap, they're all majestic still. Or a lot of the good ones are. How do we feel about this? This is my screenshot. Let's go look at Shanghai. Is there like any like cute heroes that like showed up? Like there were some Levias, Dromais. Look, 1.1% Lexi. That means there were a couple. Riptide, Bravo. I think I've been pretty fair. More Dorinthias than I thought. 3% Dorinthia. Maybe I'm unfair about Dorinthia. No, I'm not. I think Dorinthia's terrible. Whatever. Oh. Ooh, that's bad. I know we put Bravo in a higher tier. I just think he accidentally didn't make it to day 2. I'm gonna honestly say that. Um Only 65 players out of 264 got the day 2. So with these like lower represented heroes, you're gonna see whole swaths of them that don't make it to day 2. But I don't think a single warrior got to day 2. Guys, warrior's not great in CC, and it's worse in Sage. Holy crap. I would put Thomas in S tier. Well, I'm not even going to Yokohama. Ugh. Y'all are picking on me. Yep. You go here. Did I miss any other warriors? Did I forget to grab a warrior and throw them into the not played tier? Oh, there we go. Boom. I think we gotta put Scurv in the not played. Pleiades has to be in the not played. From S tier to unplayable in 1 BNR. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think we have a D tier. There you go. More representative of what we like actually expect. I think this shows a little bit of a problem with Silver Age. Not in balance per se, but in hero identity at the low rarity scale. And that's probably fine. I think they tried to address that some in Compendium. And I think it's unfortunate that they absolutely destroyed the warrior identity by basically destroying DGA. Whatever people want to say that they hated that warrior was just identified by their axe, it's better than not having warrior represented at all. It's like one of the key like fantasy classes, right? But I think it's hard to show hero expression with some of these decks, right? Because Pleiades has a really cool hero expression, right? The revered card pull, the couple of auras she uses even in Fatigues, like really give her like her edge. Doesn't exist, right? Up on the pedestal, not playable. Palm in the hand, not playable. So, yep, I think that's where we're at. Unless someone has something they want to say, we're gonna say our merchant's probably going to take Pro Tour. He's going to go 6-0. Someone's going to bring Cavdine, and they're going to absolutely crush it. The merchant weapon is absolutely insane, and like if you don't come with a way to take care of what merchant's trying to do, then you're probably going to have a bad time. Okay, man, I almost got all the way through it. Okay, well, that's where we're at. So we want to play some games now? I've got about another 45 minutes or so in me. We can jam some games. So let's get a little screen capture. We'll grab this right here. And then I will capture that. And let me just drop that into the Discord and people can argue about it. Let's go to the general channel and there we go. So if you hate it and you're too shy to talk in YouTube chat, go yell at me in Discord. All right, let's jam some games. Dude, it didn't take long. Okay, we're going to be playing Dash tonight because I just want to boost. And let's make sure that we're logged in. We are. I think this is the correct list already here. It is. And let us just make a lobby. And so if people want to join, feel free to join. I don't know what's up with my browser audio. I spent like 15 minutes trying to get it to come through and it wouldn't. Okay. All right, so I think if they go first, we're supposed to play Talishar. We always play gloves. I'm pretty sure. And oh, he has a button. Let's just try Talishar. I think it. Oh, we need an extra card. What card are we missing? Let's go there. Yep, send it. We put out this. Oh God, please attack me. This hand is so bad. No. No. All right, well, our hand's going to convert. This is going to cost 1. We're going to get 1 back from this. So we could probably throw the crankshaft. Or we could use... No, we're going to just pitch the crankshaft. Okay. Yes. Talishar? Bro, they literally had the nuts. We run these into Valda because if she blocks with Civic Peak, we could break it and use the card that she tried to give us when we didn't have an action point. That's an insane block. Sure, I guess. How do we want to convert this hand now? Unfortunately, we didn't draw a 0. I think I just break gloves. Talishar, come on. The only misplay the opponent had on turn 0 was playing the yellow version instead of. This will be a short stream if Talishar is going to do this, guys. I'm sorry. I can go get some work done if Talishar is going to be disagreeable. And I really want to play Dash, though. So, they might need to refresh. Is this a pummel? Oh yeah, they're definitely pummeling us. I mean, we didn't fully use our resource, but they gave us a Civic Peak block already. Bro. Whoa, what happened? Okay. Or they're developing auras. Maybe it's not pummel. It could still be pummel, right? Pitch a blue, have one left over. I mean, it's screaming pummel. So our turn is going to be if we just take this, we're gonna go pretty low. But they don't have any surges. I think we're just supposed to block. We could use the chess piece next turn. Yeah, that's fine. I think I want to Arsenal the 0 to 60 and just swing Talishar. No, because then they could block with Civic Peak very freely. I think it's discard this. And so we'll throw the 0 to 60. And then if they want to burn the Civic, oh, good. I really don't want to draw a handful of reds. So we really have to pivot here. If they like push the Civic Peak here, okay, they don't. Well, this hand would have been kind of gas, but its hand's fine. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't have a clean. This hand's still incredible. We're never playing the blue throttle. So let's just open up with this. This would have been better with a red throttle in hand, to be honest. Instead of this yellow jump start, because we would have fully converted all our value. Yep, they wanted to block Pacific Peak. All right, we're in a pretty good spot here. Because this costs us 3. This is worth 3 points. This is worth 4 points. But this lets us swing Talishar if we block like this. I think this is correct. Oh, we can't. We miscalculated because of the way this works. Oh, that's unfortunate. I didn't even think about that. Inexperience. Yep, we do, unless we get lucky. We did not get lucky. Yep, I misplayed. I think all they're going to do is swing hammer, but yeah. Oh, they're not swinging hammer. Oh, they're just dead, right? Like, they're just super duper dead. Okay, sure. Oh, we win. Dang, we missed it. Oh, 4 blocks are pretty good. 4 blocks are pretty good. Yeah, Speed Demon is hot here. Let's say Guardian Attack or Guardian Attack Action. Okay, Attack Action card. Okay, sure. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, we didn't draw anything good, unfortunately. mean, they don't lose this turn, right? Oh, they do. Okay, never mind. I thought this was Temper 2 for some reason. Why didn't we Speed Demon first? I didn't need the resource. I see your point. Wait, no, I don't. I don't necessarily know I want to spend the resource this turn. We still have 2 more turns. And I know I have a bunch of red in my deck. Like, a lot of red in my deck. Like, look. Like, no, I don't necessarily think... Man, our next hand was ass. Like, it was technically playable. Because we do Fender Bender, Break Chain, Recharge, Speed Demon, right? No. Our hand is terrible. Man, I'm glad we won. We lose the next hand. Right? Yeah, we lose. Yeah, but we don't know that they're going to block with Civic. They could have had more 4 blocks. We'd only seen 2, one of their 4 blocks, and I don't know how many they run. If they had another Crash and Bash, it doesn't really do anything. What list is this? This is one that Emma gave me to use. I will strip it of the buttons and share it. I don't think it's that like crazy of a list. I don't think it's got anything particularly super spicy, but I'll at least strip it of the buttons. I'll put it, I'll strip of the buttons, and because it's a list that someone else gave me, I'll drop it into the patrons chat rather than putting it out in the public. All right, next lobby. It doesn't require Civic since we go to 2 float. Hold on. Okay, I see what you mean. No, you're absolutely correct, Pseudo. I see what you mean. You're saying if they don't get forced to block with Civic Step or Civic Peak at all, right? Okay. Nope. You're correct. That is absolutely correct. Go ahead and get the first boost. Place it, Speed Demon. Break the boots. Next boost. Sure. No, you're right. I will concede. That is 100% correct. Right, next lobby. Let's go. We get to boost. Say bang. Oh, I know what I want to listen to. We're going to listen to Eve Psyche and the Bluebeard's Wife. The song is sick. All right, cool. Old hymn. So it's going to be certainly the fatigue button. We're going to click this here first because it allows us to set up plasma barrel shot for free. And looks good. Let's throw, like, if this isn't played in the fatigue variant, what else was it played in? I still think this is Hyperdriver, right? We just hope we draw the cards. Oh, this hand's cracked. Dang, full Ironhide? Why? Why all blues? Yeah, I'm not blocking this. All right, what's the best way to present this breakpoint? We do get to play out the full hand. The Hyperdriver isn't useful this turn, right? Unless we break the Blossom. If we break the Blossom, then we get to do punching gloves. Is that good? I don't like it because it puts us at a 6 with no matter what we do. But it does allow us to use this resource efficiently. Like, no matter what, it's clunky, right? I think we just don't use it yet. We could also break the boots and recharge the plasma barrel shot at the end. That might be good. I don't 100% know what this is for. If it's not recharging the plasma barrel shot, I don't really know what it's for. Okay. So let's just do this. We'll hide our hand information for as long as possible. This is totally an unblockable one. Like, we're always getting through on here. Unless he wants to burn his Ironhide leggings on it. Or, no, never mind. Nope, this is always getting through. That's not Iron Rot. They might need to refresh the page. T fragile. I'm in a K-pop mood. All right, I think our opponent has vacated the premises. Unfortunate. I'm excited to like test into this kind of stuff. Man, imagine if this were like a 1 cost. We could have just broken gloves right here and just been coming in super hot. It's always a little awkward, right? Everything coming in at 6s. If this were a zipper hit, we get a clean 7. But you know, he might have a block card, so it doesn't really matter. Like, he probably has very good blocking like choices at the start. So I think we're maybe overstressing the fact that we're gonna have a 6. The fact that we have like 4, 4, 6, or 1, 6, 4, 4, 5. Pretty good, huh? Looks like it doesn't matter, though we lost our opponent. Yep, sure. Let's get out of here. Why did they side this into me? Ugh. I mean, this hand is fine defensively, but I don't understand Evergreen. Maybe they don't have a choice? Ugh, God. There's no way. I mean, to keep the blue ones are fine. Why are the red ones in against me? Like, there's gotta be a better choice. Anyway. Let's throw down against this Vin set here. So we're just gonna be straight up aggro. There's no reason not to bring the boots. Has Emma tried Rotary Ram? I know CLO is using pen script, but I can't imagine getting much value from that. I'm a huge fan of Rotary Ram, and that's a card that if I were like really heavily invested in Sage, and maybe for skirmish, if I'm taking dash, I will definitely be testing Rotary Ram. Okay, So I think we want to just go as hard into aggro as possible. That's my guess here. Hard into aggro as possible. Vinsets are a little bit defensive, right? So if we keep applying pressure with Plasma Barrel Shot, I think that's pretty good. And I think the standard deck is probably perfect. When do these come in? Oh, let's just go the standard deck. All good. One of these hands we struggle with. Kind of hope that she wastes an attack and throws it at us, but probably not going to happen. Nope, it didn't. So this is probably outpace into jumpstart. Arsenal. Will Arsenal the recharge? Put this back into the deck. God dang, it was 5 reds in a row. Interesting. This is maybe not the matchup I thought it was going to be. I am very down to try Rotary Ram. I wouldn't even mind maybe just sliding it into the deck right now. I think that card is sick. That's such a good Arsenal target. It's insane Arsenal target. It does Nombo with this, right? So you kind of want to play it in matchups where you're like worried you might get fatigued, but maybe you feel like you need to pressure with the blade. Or you maybe use it on turns you don't plan to use the Plasma Barrel Shot anyway. They do non-bow with each other, right? I'm super confused. Maybe we should have broke Blossom of Spring. Man, string. Maybe the Malort's starting to hit. This hand is insane, right? We don't play the recharge. I guess they're going to try to thwomp us. I mean, I'm not pitching a Rune Chance, that's for sure. Wait, do I get to do everything? I do. Uh, I mean, just in case it matters. So I have 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't need to break anything. Right? I could have broken Blossom of Spring in order to push. So I don't need to break anything now. Yep. Yep, we're good. All right, lethal. Lethal. What did they play? Why didn't they just block with this? Oh, this is actually a pretty solid turn, right? I mean, it's not good enough. I'm just going to AB and block down. That's fine. They went to 1, so they can't, like... They couldn't force the rune chant through. So now they're, like, just on the 1. Sure, we'll just play this game of waiting for you to die. Like, if I draw a handful of reds, sure, they can get me, right? Maybe this is the wrong decision. Maybe I should be taking some damage, but I don't think I'm supposed to. Like, it's unfortunate that we didn't just kill him straight out. Oh, this could be scary. Because we have to give up basically everything, right? So we can't let this hit. So they swing Nebula Blade? Oh, no? I think we're supposed to load the Plasma Barrel shot, right? Yeah, that has to be what we're doing. And then just shooting it to force a card out of their hand. It's equal to 1 plus the number of times you've boosted this turn, or this combat chain. Yep, we break Blossom, load the gun, shoot it for 1, it gets a card out of hand, or we just load it and pass. I guess this is the possible mistake. Okay, I see. I mean, it's not a huge mistake. They pretty much always to get to convert that reduce, but now they can go to 3 very easily. I don't know. We've only seen one of their Venom Wraiths. They could have a Deathly Delight or Venom Wraith, so yeah, it's hard to evaluate. This at least keeps them from being able to play pumps. Another reduce. Okay, sure, they just had the juice for 2 attacks. We could take a rune chant here. But do we care? Actually, we could throw 2 cards here. This could be pummeled, though. Okay. All right, this starts getting pretty rough. I don't 100% know how to play around a pummel here. I don't know if... Yep, so there's a Yummel, there's a Rummel. It's 2 rune chance, so we keep the yellow in the deck, and then we cover it. We die to red pummel. Okay, it wasn't red pummel. We're just dead. Do they have a 0 cost they could throw at me? Uh, so Yummel kills me? Wait, hold on, undo. I'm just forked. It's fine. We just lose if it's okay. I'm just not gonna play around the Yummel. If they had the Yummel, they got it. Wait, why didn't they just kill me last turn? Okay, good game. I think I probably misplayed this, but I was dead last turn. I got trolled. I thought for sure that was a yellow pommel. This is the red one. Okay. Cool. Let's jump in this one. Ah, too slow. Let's jump in this one. All right, fatigue. Last game of the night. Let's see. Anyone's talk on Discord about me being wrong? Data Doll is higher on that tier list. No joke, Olympia is higher. Let's see. Deck. Okay. Big boy sledge coming through. We don't give away our reds. We just know we'll draw a blue. We're sad if we don't. We're sad. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, of course. Okay. I mean, that wasn't terrible. Hey, we found the pen script. So we've got a clean 4 here. We end on the pen script, or we could start on it. I don't know. Or maybe we're supposed to use our Achilles accelerators. We're probably supposed to use our Achilles accelerators, right? Yeah, that's got to be it. This has got to be the best use for Achilles. No. A good cards. We should have opened with zipper hit. That was a mistake. Womp womp. Break chain. No. Break boots. Okay, that's nice. Oh, okay. Won't be like that, huh? Sure, we'll do this then. I don't know if that's correct, but I want to play test it. Oh, this hand's cracked, right? Oh, this hand's insane. Does this say each time you've boosted this turn? Okay, well, we're not going to use the quicken, but, you know, because we're going to boost. Right, this puts us to 2. Yeah. Oh, no, we needed a 0 cost. Oh, well. Wait. Okay, sure. Okay, so it's the 20th card from the bottom. There's something I'm missing here? Are they, like, somehow killing me this turn? Why'd they keep so many cards? Why did they keep so many cards? Do I need all these cards? Our turn is... It could be Speed Demon to use the Quicken into Recharge Throttle. That leaves us with 1 floating. Ugh. This is a little clunky. We could also... just ignore the Quicken exists. Recharge Throttle. Oh, we have a Vigor token. Okay, so Vigor token pays for the recharge. Then we could break the punching gloves, right? Oh, we get to break the punching gloves. Hell yeah. Otherwise, we were throwing the zipper hit so we could break the punching gloves because I think that's better density. If he pummels me, that's whatever. Like, he's... Right? Goes to 10, I die. Sure. You got it. Not... damn it! No! he gamed me! I'm out of here. This is the end of the stream. I'm gone. Whatever. Good night, guys. I'll see the people who are going to be in Discord at 6. I'm gone. No, I just died to red pummel twice. Dude, I'm good. I've had my sage experience for the night. I did too, but no, I'm not playing around it. I just want to kill him. I don't want to play around pummel. Ah. Good night, guys. I'll see everyone later. I've got I can't stay up super late. I've got some work I gotta get done. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. I'll be chilling in Discord watching the keynote address with everyone else. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Wake up early with me, and I'll see you there. Good night. Man, my stream is so far behind. Is that really how far behind it is? I try to like not cut it off so people get my outro. But maybe it's that far behind. Okay. Well, anyway, this is going to cut off. So, good night.